What's up, gamers? It's your boy, Launchpad 1412. Excited to be back with some more Madden 19 gameplay here. I got an online ranked match versus a random opponent. My opponent has the Kansas City Chiefs. I have the Rams. I decided to choose the Rams because I kind of just wanted to run with the Super Bowl teams. I ran with the Patriots yesterday, so I'm running with the Rams today. But we're not going to talk about the gameplay in this game unless we have some time when I get done this soliloquy. I know you guys see the title, so you're probably like, oh boy, who is he going to shout out? Is it helping going to call out some people, man? You better believe it. Say, no, I'm not calling out nobody specifically, at least I don't think I am. But what's the problem with the Madden community? Now, I got asked this question a little while ago, so I think this is a good time to answer this question right now. Now that we're kind of like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 months into Madden, I don't know who's counting. You know, we're deep. I've been in the game about 6 years. Even though I've been in the game 6 years, I might not necessarily be the best person to be equipped to answer this question because I'm not necessarily as active as I used to be. I don't necessarily get to talk to all the YouTubers. You know, kind of like I used to do a little bit, just a little bit. So I'm not necessarily familiar with updated, Madden community problems, so to speak. But I'm going to try to take a crack at this question anyway. The first problem that I see is the Madden game itself. One of the things that burns me about this Madden game is that people can throw through you. Please, EA, I'm begging you, man. And the next Madden, if the ball is coming my way, at least, even if I swat and miss, let me be able to react to that. They make you pay for mud drafts. I don't like that. Why do we gotta pay for mud drafts when there's a possibility that someone could buy a $100 version of this game? Yes, $100 version of this game. 60 is a lot, for a game, so to speak, but it's a lot for people that don't, that don't make buku amounts of money. There's an $80 version, $100 version. Why do we have to pay to play mud drafts? And instead of it being, one-shot kill in the mud drafts, give people like 2 chances to lose, and then they gotta start over. At least 2. And especially if we're gonna make people pay for it. My goodness. And on top of that, in Ultimate Team, people are spending buku amounts of money to try to, upgrade their team and try to get the best team overall. Like, come on, EA, man. Let that MUT draft be free. I think you even got to pay for auction, too. I didn't do auction this year, but I think you even got to pay for that. The hit stick, the fluidity, it's so wacky. It's ridiculous at times. There's times where I can hit stick people, and I don't even hit stick them because I'm thinking in my head, like, man, if I hit stick him to the left, he might go backwards. Like I tried to hit stick to somebody to the right one time, and he did like a somersault. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Now maybe that could have something to do with the overall of the player, but geez, man, a somersault, it was just ridiculous. Fluidity. Why is the PS3 version more fluid than the PS4 version? Because someone please explain that to me. That makes no sense at all. Like not even a little bit. I could hit stick on point on the PS3 with great precision, and it could be with the kicker. This is no exaggeration. Go back and look at the games. The fluidity was almost amazing. Yeah, there were still problems on the PS3 versions. Don't get it twisted, but it just seemed like the flow of the game was way better. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Madden 19 is the worst Madden I've ever played. But my goodness, man, it feels, as far as in the last 5 or 6 years, this might be the worst Madden we've had. And I know that's a lot coming from me, but man, they certain things they just gotta step it up, man. It's just the gameplay. I really don't care about all that outside stuff, man. Just step the gameplay up. My goodness. Now, let's talk about Ultimate Team a little bit. Here's my problem with Ultimate Team. I don't mind having to pay for a team. That's fine. Why are we 3 or 4 days in to MUT and people have 89, 90 overall teams? My goodness, man. You should not allow someone to have that great of a team 1 week into Madden. That just don't make no sense. Let everybody have a chance to build their team up. If it was up to me, for the first month of Madden at the least, no one would have a higher overall team than, I would say, probably at 85. And then on top of that, I will have some 88, 90 overall players that you can get, but they will be so rare to get because you give You give people time to build their teams up, play some solo challenges, and just make it seem like it's going to be somewhat fair as far as the rankings when you go into these games. Thankfully, Ultimate Team was free. They almost made you pay for that, but I believe there was an uproar about that, so they didn't make you pay for that. Looking good, Billy Ray. We get the touchdown right there, but man, I mean, man, just when you're in like week 1 and you're trying to get some gameplay up, for your channel, or you're just trying to get some games so you can get some points or something, and you got like a 76 overall team, you go up against a 91 overall team, man, that is deflating, man. There's almost like no way that you can win that game. It's just ridiculous, man. They need to do something about that. We're almost to the point where you can have 99 overall teams. I guess this is okay right now, but man, my goodness. Now, I know some of y'all probably want me to touch on actual YouTubers, collabing more and stuff like that. The thing of it is, I really don't have much to say about that. We're already running out a little bit of time, so maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But what I really wanted to touch on in this video was the Madden game itself. And I believe I've hit on most of the points that I specifically wanted to make. We can recap it a little bit, not getting the ball thrown through me, being able to react even if I swat and miss. Better fluidity with the game, allow me to hit stick with a little bit better precision, and not do a somersault as I'm hit sticking somebody backwards. Like, I just, calm down on the cost, EA. Cost to play MUT draft, the high overall teams 2 weeks or a week into the game. That's jeez, man. Let's just relax just a little bit, man. My goodness, your boy.